Mansur al-Hallaj stands as one of the most compelling and controversial figures in the history of Sufism. His life, marked by intense mystical experiences, poetic brilliance, and radical teachings, continues to captivate scholars, mystics, and seekers of truth. His famous declaration, al-Ḥaqq, I am the truth, remains a cornerstone of Sufi mysticism, embodying the tension between divine union and human limitation. This episode weaves together his biography, philosophy, and legacy, offering philosophical reflections on his enduring significance. Born in the Persian town of al-Bayda around 858 CE, Al-Hallaj grew up in a culturally rich environment. His grandfather was a Zoroastrian, and his father, Mansur, converted to Islam, adopting the profession of a cotton carder, a trade that earned Al-Hallaj his nickname, Al-Hallaj, the carder. This blend of Persian heritage and Islamic identity shaped his early years as he moved to Wasit, a center of Sunni scholarship, to study Quranic exegesis, hadith, and Hanbali jurisprudence. At 16, Al-Hallaj embraced the Sufi path, studying under prominent mystics like Sahal al-Tustari and Junayd al-Baghdadi. While Junayd advocated for a more reserved and cautious approach to mysticism, Al-Hallaj's fiery passion and radical openness set him apart. This divergence would later define his legacy as he sought to bring Sufism out of the cloisters and into the public sphere. Al-Hallaj's teachings revolve around the concepts of fana, annihilation, and baqa, subsistence. Fana represents the dissolution of the self, where the ego is obliterated and the mystic experiences union with the divine. Baqa, on the other hand, signifies the mystic's continued existence within God after this annihilation. This dynamic interplay between self-loss and divine connection lies at the heart of Al-Hallaj's mysticism. His declaration, al-Ḥaqq, encapsulates this philosophy. While some interpreted it as a claim to divinity, others saw it as an expression of complete selflessness, a moment where the mystic becomes a vessel for divine truth. This idea challenged the boundaries of religious orthodoxy, sparking fierce debates about the nature of the self and its relationship with God. Al-Hallaj's literary works, particularly Kitab al-Tawasin, are masterpieces of mystical poetry and narrative. In this text, he employs symbolic language and diagrams to convey the ineffable experiences of divine love and union. His poetry, such as How Long Will You Remain in the Sea of Sins and Lovers' Hearts Have Eyes, is characterized by its emotional intensity and profound longing for the divine. These works explore the lover-beloved relationship central to Sufi literature, portraying the soul's yearning for union with God. Al-Hallaj's ability to articulate the inexpressible has made his poetry a timeless source of inspiration for mystics and artists alike. Al-Hallaj's mysticism was not confined to personal spirituality. He actively engaged in socio-political issues, advocating for justice and reform. His involvement in the Zand rebellion, his association with Shiite groups, brought him into conflict with the Abbasid authorities. His proposal to build miniature Kaabas for those unable to perform the Hajj was seen as a direct challenge to established religious norms. These actions, combined with his bold proclamations, made him a target of the ruling elite. His reformist zeal and refusal to conform to traditional Sufi practices further alienated him from both religious and political authorities. Al-Hallaj's radical views and political activities led to accusations of heresy and blasphemy. After nearly a decade of imprisonment, he was tried and sentenced to death by the Abbasid Caliph al-Muqtadir. On March 26, 922, Al-Hallaj was publicly flogged, mutilated, crucified, and eventually burned. His ashes were scattered in the Tigris River, symbolizing the authorities' attempt to erase his influence. His execution is often viewed as a clash between spiritual idealism and political pragmatism. Yet for many, his martyrdom became a testament to his unwavering commitment to divine love and truth. Despite his tragic end, Al-Hallaj's legacy endures as a symbol of spiritual courage and martyrdom. His teachings influenced later Sufi masters like Ibn Arabi and Rumi, who expanded on his ideas of divine love and union. His poetry continues to inspire artists and musicians, with composers like Marcel Khalif and Omar Khairat setting his verses to music. Modern scholarship, particularly the work of Louis Massignon, has revived interest in Al-Hallaj, portraying him as a martyr whose life and teachings challenged the boundaries of orthodoxy and mysticism. His story has been adapted into numerous plays, including The Tragedy of Al-Hallaj, staged in Egypt in 1971. Al-Hallaj's life and teachings invite us to reflect on the nature of divine love, the pursuit of truth, and the cost of spiritual and political dissent. His declaration, al-Ḥaqq, challenges us to consider the boundaries of the self and its relationship with the divine. Is it a claim to divinity, or an expression of complete selflessness? This question remains central to the mystical tradition. His martyrdom raises profound questions about the limits of religious tolerance and the role of mystics in challenging societal norms.